Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, we are starting out another day. Another day of hope. And another day of goodness. So, let's talk about Bitcoin and crypto. There are a lot of things happening. And let's talk about why Bitcoin is headed for record highs soon. Not just one new high, but many highs soon. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. We are starting out the day pretty darn good. We retested that trend line, that orange line, the trend line. We retested it, but we're right back above. That is a very good sign. The bulls are still in control. And we're starting out the day 65, 8, 9-ish, right? Still around that 66,000 mark. Building up base here. And that is absolutely fantastic. The U.S. market is starting out kind of mixed. NASDAQ a little bit in the green. S&P in the green. Dow a little bit in the red. Let's see how, which way it's going to turn. MicroStrategy is turning green today. Yesterday was like a big down day because it needed to be. It was just like way too hot. But today, Nvidia is still up. Apple's still up. Coinbase had a big 12% day yesterday. Let's see if it could turn up today as well. But overall, yeah, yesterday was just a really good turnaround day. It looked like it was the start of the bull run. But you know what? We still have people that do not believe, especially people that are in charge of fiat. You have the Minneapolis Fed President Kashari. I can't say that name. Anyways, he says Bitcoin still remains worthless after 12 years. I don't know how someone could still say that, especially when even like states are now embracing Bitcoin. Sovereign nation states are embracing Bitcoin. Even BlackRock and Larry Fink is embracing Bitcoin. You know, when you deny it this hard, that shows how insecure you are at this point, right? Like I've always said this about people that deny Bitcoin this hard or bash it this hard. They're really at this point showing their insecurities. They are threatened, right? That's what he's showing. Like not even Powell says this. When Powell is asked about Bitcoin, he doesn't say it's worthless. He even says there's a place for it, right? Like, that shows you he is scared. He's scared of Bitcoin. So, anyways, just want to point that out. Anyone, just like Peter Schiff. Well, Peter Schiff is just putting on a show. He just can't say anything good about Bitcoin. But anyone at this point that still says Bitcoin is worthless or in Ponzi or whatever, just know that they're either jealous or they're scared of it. This chart indicates Bitcoin may be headed for a record high above 73,000. Well, that's obvious. We know that's happening. We know it's just a matter of time. Look at MicroStrategy. It already broke through its previous high of this year. So Bitcoin is about to do it. But there's this three-line chart. So that's just showing, yeah, Bitcoin is about to do it. Which is basically, basically what I've been showing you guys on a grander scale. So it has broken out of this trend line, and it's just a matter of time. It's going to happen, and there's more charts I'm going to show you guys in a bit. Yesterday, we had a massive inflow for ETFs, $556 million worth of inflows. It was a monster day, one of the biggest inflow days ever recorded in history. In fact, it was the third largest day. If you look at it, maybe not third. The first few months we had some monster days, but it was one of the biggest. Okay, and not to worry, we will have some more monster days coming up. We will have $1+ billion inflow days, plenty of them going forward. But do you notice the commonality of this? Within 9 months, there are a lot more greens than red, and the green bars are way higher than the red bars. Okay, that's because there are a lot more inflows than outflows. There always is. Once they go in, they don't come out. And a gentle reminder, there's only 450 being produced per day, guys. Okay? That's why the halving event is so important. People just don't quite understand that. The halving event decreased the inflation supply of Bitcoin by half every 4 years. There's only 450 being produced per day. That is being spread across the world. And just the ETFs alone purchased 8,400 yesterday. So just do the math. This is how scarce Bitcoin is. Okay, that's more than 10x. That's 20x. The demand is 20x just with the US-based ETFs alone. What about everyone else that's out there? I mean, that's insane, right? So Bitcoin is a scarce asset. And it's just a matter of time. The remaining amount that's floating around gets eaten up and Bitcoin goes to the moon. It's really that simple. The price goes up because there's more demand than there is supply. That's just how it works, right? And the supply is set by code, and there will only be that much ever, 21 million. And we have so much locked up already and so much lost forever. Unlike any other investment out there, you just can't create more out of thin air. You just can't. So people just don't realize this, and I've been spewing this rhetoric for many, many, many years. For most, it goes in 1 year and out the other. But one day people will understand when Bitcoin is above 100,000, and one day when it's above 200,000, when one day is above 500,000, and finally one day when it's above $1 million, people will understand this concept that there's just not enough to go around. Not even every millionaire out there can buy one Bitcoin at this point in time. That's how scarce it is. There's just not enough to go around. One day, people around the world will understand that concept. And just look at this. Top holders in the world. MicroStrategy, and Michael Saylor gets it. They're already the 5th biggest. Grayscale's still up there. BlackRock has now moved to number 3 and continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger every single month because they keep inflowing more Bitcoin at 370,000. Binance is still up there, 670,000. That's just enormous. And Satoshi himself is still holding 1.1 million. And then you got everyone else. Some are still increasing. Robinhood is still increasing. Not a whole lot of people paying attention to that. That's enormous. Fidelity is increasing as well. And then look at the U.S. government, Chinese government. They're not increasing yet, but wait until they are. If the U.S. government starts implementing this reserve policy where they start putting more Bitcoin into the reserve as a strategic strategy, well, then I'm pretty sure Chinese governments go do that, and I'm pretty sure Russian governments go do that. And if they start hoarding Bitcoin, guess what that's going to cause, right? They haven't done it yet, but El Salvador's doing it, Argentina's going to do it, and other countries are going to start doing it. Well, they're going to do it. So just wait until government starts competing with each other and they start hoarding Bitcoin. What do you think is going to happen then? That number's going to blow up. It's not going to stay hundreds of thousands. It's going to go into the millions very quickly, and it's just going to be insane. It's going to be absolutely insane. Metaplanet's doing it from Japan, right? People were making fun of how their buys are so little. It's starting to add up. It's starting to really add up. It's in the tens of millions soon. It's going to be hundreds of millions now. And their stock is going up. Just like MicroStrategy. It's definitely working. They could just follow what MicroStrategy is doing. They could start borrowing money and buying more Bitcoin and just keep on going. I don't know why others are not doing the same thing. It's a proven strategy that works. I mean, it works 100% of the time. So I don't know why others are not doing it. MicroStrategy is going up today. Like, everyone in Wall Street should just do that. I don't know why they're not doing it. It's like a cheat code. Just borrow, just issue notes and declare you're going to go buy Bitcoin with it. And then your stock will pump and just keep on doing it. Like, why are people not doing that? You know, Metaplanet is doing it and it's working great. Working great in Japan also. Demand is going up and up and up. So that's obvious. No surprise there. It's going up and reserves keeps going down, like I said. Why does price go up? Because there's more demand than supply. And one day people realize around the world, there's only so much to go around. And when there's not enough to go around, that's when the price skyrockets. I mean, if you just take a second to think about it, most retail investors, you know, can't afford to buy a single Bitcoin. You know, I know we like this. We all like to spew out numbers, right? We all like to spew out numbers. Like, yeah, we like to see all-time high. You know, do people realize what what that means? That means all Bitcoin has to hit 73,000, right? Or go to 74,000. Or let's just say Bitcoin has to go to 100,000. Everyone's looking forward to that. But do people actually compute what that means? Can an average person in America pull out $100,000 from their bank account and buy a single Bitcoin? The answer is no. How many people in America has a spare $100,000 in their bank account to buy a single Bitcoin? 1% of America? Maybe even less than that? I mean, just take a second and think about it. It's already happened. The supply has gone down so much that it's almost there. So it's already happening. Like, we're just so used to it. But if you take a second to think about it, we're there. Just a few years ago, we were talking about 10,000 Bitcoin, right? 20,000 Bitcoin. We're now talking about 100,000 Bitcoin. Do you guys realize how far we have come already? It's crazy how we're complaining about being stuck at 60,000 when we were at 10,000 Bitcoin not too long ago. It's kind of crazy, right? Like, we're living in a moment, but if you think about people that are not in crypto, not in Bitcoin, it's virtually impossible for most to pull out this amount of money to buy one single Bitcoin. It's crazy. So consider yourself lucky if you got in early or if you've been DCAing over the years, because most cannot do this. Most cannot. Most can't even pull out a few $1,000s to even buy a fractional Bitcoin, right? Or even one ETH, or even a few Solana, if you think about it. So we're actually very privileged if you think about it. All right, USDT reserves on exchanges continue to go up, right? That's also a very good sign. Very good sign, because when you have hundreds of billions of dollars that are waiting on the sidelines, waiting to come in, you know, when the FOMO hits, that's going to be enormous buying pressure, right? When hundreds of billions of dollars are waiting to come in. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Open interest, record high right now, 19.75 billion. Okay, again, great. On all exchanges, great. When you have open interest high, stable coin high, everything high, it's all great. RSI, Bitcoin RSI saying 233,000 price possible in 2022. That's great too. It's all great. And we're pumping right now. This is a new high for us. Higher than yesterday, 66,600. That's also great. We're looking good, guys. We're looking good. The George effect is happening right now. I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was. Let's see. Okay, 233,000. We're gonna go right there during this stream. All right, what else is there? Looking at this guy says if you look at the bottom there, I believe is RSI, right? It's going to hit that top of the channel, which is around like the 90 mark, and that is when we will top out for Bitcoin. And according to his prediction, it's $250,000, right? And according to him, he's never wrong because the TA is always right. Well, in this case, I'm hoping he is right. And it might be. Who's to say he's not? Right? The macro conditions are correct. You know, I've been talking about the liquidity injections from around the world. The macro conditions are going to improve. We're going to get a lot of rate cuts in the US. China's injecting a lot of money. Countries from around the world like the EU, you know, they're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to get a new president. And, you know, things are going to be good. So, on top of that, we're entering the most bullish year of the 4-year cycle in 2025. Stars are aligning. Here's another chart showing the MACD crossover into the green territory. And that is very bullish. The last time this happened on the weekly chart, Bitcoin was still below $30,000. And guess what? The last time this happened was October of last year. During October, right? A lot of similarities. Yes, that's right. This happened in October of last year. And I was telling you guys that. The first week of October last year was horrific. We dropped down about 8%. And then we didn't stop, and then we kept going. Well, actually, if you look, we stopped around like 40-something thousand, and then we kept going again to 70-something thousand, right? But we had a crossover then. We're about to have a crossover now. And I told you guys, did I not tell you guys the first 2 weeks of this month that just because we had bad first 2 weeks, October is not canceled? Did I not tell you guys for 2 straight weeks of that? And then for 2 weeks, you had people come on and say, October is canceled. You had people coming to me saying that you are wrong, George. October is not going to happen. Well, look at what's happening right now, right? You just have to be patient. Just because the month starts out bad does not mean it's canceled. The month is not over. I know that. I mean, we can swing down technically, but you just have to have patience, and you just got to continue to hold on DC. That's really it. Let the gains come to you, right? All right. What else is there? Inverse head and shoulders. This is always good. There's a giant inverse head and shoulders that's been building for quite some time. So that's always good. And then the breakout of that giant cup and handle, which I've drawn out for you guys before, and the breakout from that bullish flag that I also drawn out for you guys. But this is also showing what it looks like on a grander scale. But if you look at that giant cup, you know, you could definitely see it. That's been building from the peak of 2021. It's pretty clear, right? So this is setting us up to break into, you know, the next step, probably the next level is probably like 80s, and it could go straight into the hundreds. We're about to hit 67,000 right now. It's looking good. It's looking really good. We're not stopping. There we go. 67,000. What's next? Remember what I said. If you look at the historical performance of October and you apply it to Bitcoin's price at the beginning of the month, Bitcoin should hit $80,000 by the time we enter November. That's still within play. Some people laughed at that, but I said that's still within reason. It's still within reason now. There is a chance we can close out the month at $80,000. And then we could close out November at $90,000. And then we could close out December at over $100,000. I said that many times, that we will close the year over $100,000. And if we do, I expect all of you guys to be sending me over $100 super chats. Every one of you guys. So I could go buy a new Lambo with it. All right, let me close out a few other things. What else? Singularity, big news. You guys know Fetch, right? Singularity just merged with Ocean and Fetch AI, right? They're not done merging. So the new entity, Singularity DAO, is now merging again with Self-Key and Cogito Finance. So they're merging more into this like bigger company that is, again, just this bigger AI company. This is crazy. I've never seen a crypto project do so much merging. It's kind of crazy. So now it's going to be called Singularity Finance, SFI. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know how it's going to be, but they're going to be completely AI focused. So now the Singularity Finance will provide layer 2 network for tokenizing assets like GPUs and offer AI-powered financial tools, according to announcements shared on CoinDesk. Okay. And today, Trump has a new token. Trump has the World Liberty Financial Token that is launching today. It is described as sort of a crypto bank where customers will be encouraged to borrow, lend, and invest in crypto. Where is Gary Gensler when you need him? How is this possible? Like doesn't okay. So, I guess anyone could just launch whatever they want now. No one cares about the SEC. No one cares about if anything's a security or not, as long as they're running for president, right? Like, it does not matter. I have no idea what this is about. But, you know, it is what it is. This is crypto. Everyone's making money, and we're still pumping. So that's all that matters. $67,300. Let's freaking go. All right. Q&A time. Man, I closed out. Man, I closed out my my long yesterday on Bitcoin. I should have kept that on. Oh, my Jupiter is going crazy. Man, I had a 25x on Bitcoin yesterday. I was scared of it, so I closed it. I should have kept that. We haven't seen 67,000 Bitcoin in a long, long time. Um, when was the last time? Last time was around here, yeah. What did I say yesterday? I said the next level we need to break is right here, right? About $70,000. So we just hit right here. No, we didn't hit that yet. We're right here. So actually the next level is right around here, like about 68,000. So you could see this is a peak over here. And then probably like 69, 70,000. So the next level is 70,000. And then after that, you know, we're pretty close. Right here, 70,000, and then like 72,000, and it'll be 73,000. We're pretty close. You know what? We could, I mean, the way we're going right now, it seems unlikely, but you know, I don't know where the pressure's coming from, but you know, with all this FOMO, we could be at 70,000 tonight. There's no reason why we can't be. You know, if Wall Street is like if the ETF inflow today is just going nuts right now, which may be happening. I mean, if the ETFs are like buying like $1 billion of Bitcoin today, we could be going to 70K by tonight, like no doubt. Yeah, I didn't check the short liquidations, but it could be like pretty massive right now. I mean, yeah, look at that right there. That's another like 46 million right there, about 50. Ooh, that's a 57 million. That's a 48 million. That's a 47 million. Yeah, I get a lot of liquidations. Remember yesterday, I told you guys, breaking out of this was very significant. Now, breaking out of it and staying above is the most important part, right? Breaking out is one thing, but if we came back down, um, but like now that we're above, utilize the support and we're going up, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. Caffeine injected. You're welcome, my man. I'm glad you stayed in. Let's see. I didn't miss anything. Mr. 504 Pamp. That's right. And we're not stopping. Look at that. That's just like a straight moonshot right now. Jupiter's going crazy right now. Jupiter's going real crazy right now. MicroStrategy, yeah, went down big time, coming back up. Coinbase is catching up. Robinhood a little bit. Nvidia coming down. Seems like all that profit is going into Bitcoin today. Phantom is doing decent, but today is Bitcoin day. Yeah, man, there's just, I bet the volume's, yeah, the volume's just crazy right now. Man, it's not stopping. We're extremely overbought right now, but I guess it does not matter because when you have this much FOMO, it's just gonna keep on going, you know. Um, a lot of the alts are not moving though. Like if you look at ETH, Stacks, Sol, they're not really moving all that much. Today is DGen day. Coinbase listing is today. All right. If tonight we hit 70,000, then it would be really amazing. Man, it really isn't stopping. What a bananas. What does that mean? Are we in a banana zone? Yeah, okay. It's gonna come down a little bit. This is way too overbought right now in the lower time frames. But man, today's a good day. Today's a pretty good day. Smells like a Blue Label night tonight. Yep. Yep. This is what I've been saying, you know, like I'm gonna pat myself on the back a little bit. And you know, this is all for keeping you guys engaged and encouraged and hopeful. You know, not you know, sometimes it's like how the quote goes, 60% of the time I'm right every time. You know, like I tend to repeat myself a lot. I tend to make a lot of predictions like, yeah, new highs coming up, get ready soon, you know, a pump is coming. I get that. I'm not oblivious to what I do with my titles and my thesis and stuff. But I do that because, first of all, there's not always something new to talk about. And second of all, it's because of days like this. I want you guys to stay in the game because I've been through so many cycles and I know it's going to come. If I turn bearish and say, well, guys, you know, for the next 6 months, it's going to be bad and you better, you know, just get prepared for like a lot of sideways movement and, you know, like we may drop down to $30,000. Well, if I do that, half of you guys are going to go away and sell, you know, and that's what a lot of other people do. And that's why people get very, very, very discouraged and then they leave. And that's not what I'm about. And that's why I don't do that, because I know that ultimately does not work. Right? Like, I know the ultimate strategy is just to hodl and then DCA if you can. That's it. And the best way to do that is stay positive and be informed of what's coming. I've been through way too many cycles, and that's what I do. That's the only thing I do. It doesn't matter how much clickbait I do. The thesis is always just stay positive, have patience, and DCA. That's it. Nothing has changed in basically 7 years. And some people still don't understand that. And when I say, better days are coming, and there will be days where you feel dirty because you make so much money from the pumps, I mean that. There will be days you check your portfolio and you're up so much, you think you're living in a simulation and you feel dirty from it. Those days are coming. Um, those of you guys that have lived through 2021 or 2017, you know what I'm talking about. Like you don't know what's going on because things are up so much, and you don't know, you quite don't know what to do. Those days are coming. No money, G. I was the same way. My younger self have given up so much before. All right, let's see. Who is leading? Meow is leading today. Why is Meow leading today? Um, Jupiter's one of the big winners. Hedera out of the blue. Core near. NMCT, not sure if you saw my other super chat. Thoughts on TLT bonds and Bitcoin both pumping today. Are people finally using BTC as a store of value for market crash? Not really. No. If that was the case, we would have seen Bitcoin pump a lot more with like the war breaking out and stuff. And I don't think so. There's something else at play. I think a lot of money from China came in, and then now we see a lot of money flow in from the US, from Wall Street. I don't know. There's something else going on. Or whoever was trying to suppress the price that I've been saying finally stopped, and is letting things go, or BlackRock is starting to buy a lot. I don't know. There's something that changed fundamentally when this happened. This was a sign. This right here. I truly believe this was a sign. I don't know what caused this, but this was a sign. Like, okay, we're ready. And I don't know if that was from Asia or whoever, but that was just from me yesterday, a day ago. You really think 100K is possible at year end? I really do. I really do. I truly believe that is possible. I give it a 50-50 shot. That's how much I think it's possible. It may not happen, but I think 50% chance it could happen. That was just a crazy spike. Yeah, it's going to come down a little bit, obviously, because like RSI is just way too high. But when RSI comes back down a little bit and it keeps on going, that'll be interesting to see. Iman, how much little did you start in crypto back in your day? I need a quick life story. Very little, man. I was dead broke back in the day. A lot of credit card debt. I was flipping cars for a while because I had no money, and I had like $3,000 saved in 2017 when Bitcoin came back up to $1,000. So I bought 3 Bitcoins. That's how I came back into crypto, because I got into 2013 earlier, and I was mining Litecoin at the time, and then I panic sold everything in 2014, and then from 2014 to 2017, basically I like spent everything, acquired a lot of debt, had no money, started selling cars, and basically like it was just bad time. So I ended up with had like $3,000 left, and I bought 3 Bitcoin with it. And then ETH came out, and then I started learning more about it. Started doing like a lot of Q&A stuff on Quora. Started my website, and then finally someone told me to start YouTube, and that was late 2017. And it did well for a few months because that was a bull run in 2017, and then it didn't, because 2018 hit, everything crashed, and then until all the way to 2021, the channel was dead. And it didn't do anything until 2021. It was not an easy journey. Not an easy journey at all. It looks like we're going to do another push again. If we could push above 68,000 this time, man, then that momentum is still climbing. Matt asked, my real estate friend asked a good question. He refinanced the house for cash and asked if I'd rather have 2 BTC or 1 BTC and a mix of top 10 and 20 coins. Doesn't care if he loses. You know what? I think at this point, probably the second option, because that's just being diversified. That's like the 50-25-25 rule, right? So that would be like 50% Bitcoin and then 50% in like rest of the alts. I don't know. I think you'll win either way. Yeah, it looks like it's go down more. Yeah, it's probably gonna retrace down a little more before it comes back up. Let's see. Coinbase overall market today is red. Well, kind of mixed. Kind of mixed. Ooh, MicroStrategy turned really red today. It wasn't a green. Wow, MicroStrategy turned really red today. Nvidia turned really red today. Wow. Both of them profit taking. Maybe all that money went into Bitcoin today. Surprising. let's see. Well, let's see what other. So we're like right here, right? So here are the levels I think we need to break. The next level is like probably right here, 68.2, and then the next level is probably around here. $69.5, and then probably here. Yeah, I think that's about right. This one could be a little bit higher. Yeah. If we do continue today, I think we can possibly hit 68.2. And we push more, probably that 69.5. We'll see. Alice asking, when you sell your crypto off your cold storage, what platform do you use to sell and transfer to your bank? I mean, it depends on where you are, Alex. If you're in the US, you got a lot of options. Coinbase, Kraken, Crypto.com. You know, you got a lot of options. If you're overseas, I don't quite know. I mean, Crypto.com, they're a partner of mine. I think they're pretty much everywhere. Coinbase is everywhere. So look at one of them. Michael is saying Chad Cat on Sol's up 12%. Okay. I think MicroStrategy are selling more shares to raise fund for Bitcoin. I don't know if he would do that. He might, but I think he would just sell more. He would just sell more notes. He doesn't really need to sell shares. He could. I mean, because MicroStrategy is so high, he technically could sell more shares. But he could just like sell. He could just sell more notes. Yeah. I don't know. Got 5,500 people in here. Haven't had 5,500 people watching live for a long, long time. It's a good day. It's a good day. Let's see if we could hold up here. It'd be really good if we could hold above 67,000 and build a base from here. Climb up, see if we could hit that 68,000 mark today, or maybe even higher. Like I was saying earlier today, I don't think people we have, but most people have not grasped the concept that Bitcoin is at 67,000 or 60,000. You know, like it's very high already. Most people cannot afford to buy a single Bitcoin. It's very, very, very difficult for most people. We were below sub 30,000 Bitcoin, sub 20,000 Bitcoin, sub 10,000 Bitcoin just a few years ago. If you talk to someone that hasn't, paid attention to Bitcoin just like a few years ago, they still think Bitcoin's like $10,000. they would be flabbergasted if you told them it was in the 60s. Okay. And pretty soon it's going to be the same thing. Pretty soon we're going to be 100K plus. And it's just quite amazing. It really is. And now that institutions are involved and countries are involved, soon when countries start, getting into hoarding wars with each other over Bitcoin, that's when the game really changes. There's just not enough to go around. There really isn't. People don't understand that concept. Here's the amazing thing. I covered this earlier, but the last time we had a weekly MACD crossover was October of 2023. It was like the second week of October. And that was when Bitcoin was still under $30,000. And we kept going. We went from like 28,000 to like 40,000. We hovered there for a couple months. And then boom, we went up to $73,000, right? So now we're about to do the same thing. Are we going to head up to 80, 90,000 and then cross over into the 100,000 mark? History doesn't repeat, but it tends to rhyme. October is in play. Can we hit $80,000 by the end of this month? I, for one, would love to see it. All right, we started out the day below 66,000. Okay, so for people to say BTC dumping at 66,900, you need to STFU. Anyone that's saying crashing or dumping right now, be very careful before I ban you from the channel. Someone's saying bonk to the moon. Bonk. Bonk did not really do anything. Doesn't look like Bonk moved at all today. All right, guys. This morning has been quite exciting. Just like yesterday morning. Yesterday we pumped to 66. This morning we pumped to 67. bull market is in play. There will be a lot more excitement. So get ready, guys. Get ready. Tune in tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. There will be more. There'll be more goodness. Make sure you tune in and have a good one. All right? Have a good one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.